Hey RealFam, this video was shot in an open area, which means the sound is a bit disturbing for those who have irritating ears. So please make sure that your volume is slightly lower as you enjoy this video. It's a podcast interview with Kelly Banks. Enjoy!
Hello everybody and welcome to the second episode of ReaBua Podcast with me, your host Kelly Banks. Today I'm not alone. I came with the boss, the digital boss. We came guns blazing. Today I have an expert in digital marketing, brand building, web development, web designing, like so many things. This is a brand. She has her own podcast. She's an all-rounder, motivational speaker. She's been around, so I won't send her. I want her to introduce herself. Introduce yourself, my guest.
Okay, hello guys. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So my name is Nthabi. My brand is RealTalkWithNthabi, and yes, I'm a boss, not just a boss, a digital boss, and I do believe that Kele as well, she is a digital boss as well. So yeah, let's make that one clear. So I'm happy to be here, and as she explained, I'm not just a brand builder, I'm also a public speaker. I shifted from saying I'm a motivational speaker mainly because there's so much more that I'm doing, so I didn't want to limit myself. So I am a founder of a design agency called iLDESIGNS Creative Approach, and I've built a brand around Real Talk with Nthabi, where I have a foundation, I have a channel, and more. I'm sure we're going to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not a problem. So Nthabi, today we're not going to discuss how we met. If you want to know how Nthabi and I met, there's a video on YouTube. Go to Real Talk with Nthabi. Follow Real Talk with Nthabi or Digital Boss on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yeah, or Digital Boss.
Yeah, so we have a private group. It's we because it's not basically my page, but it's for everyone who has interest to learn the digital space and who is capable to make moves. So it's a private group called Digital Boss on Facebook, and unfortunately if you are not gonna join it, it will be difficult for you to see what happens in there because it's private. It's designed for people that want to make moves. So that's basically what we do.
Okay, so Nthabi, firstly, I asked you to explain to the audience who is Nthabi. Part of what ReaBua does, we educate, we inspire, we share information, and we promote our businesses and ourselves. So what I want to know, where is Nthabi from? Who is Nthabi?
All right. Oh, that's a lovely question. So I'm originally from the northwest in a village called It's a village. So that's where I was not born there. I was very young when I went there, when I was still a few months. I was born in Nthabi initially because that's where my parents come from. But all my life I've just grew up in that area. So that's my hometown and I love it so much. So that's where I'm from, and right now I reside in obviously Gauteng, mainly because I decided to take a leap of faith and leave my hometown and just go and pursue my career. And I am here now and I'm doing the most, and of course I'm taking it back home as well. I'm not just now in a different environment and forgetting about where I come from, so I still go back home and see how I can, make things happen and help those that I need, and it's beautiful.
Nthabi, you're forgetting the most important part.
Okay.
Nthabi is married.
Okay. All right. Hey, hubby.
Hi, Nthabi's hubby.
Yes.
We forget these important things
and
in the
they are
introduction.
so important.
Yes.
I do agree with you. They're so important because, and I must say, if I have to put it out there, my number one fan and supporter is my husband, and I'm super happy. I'm a newlywed. I got traditionally married last year, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I'm loving it, and I'm appreciating the journey. It's just beautiful, and the support is amazing, and that to me is actually helping me to keep doing the work that I'm doing.
That's
So,
nice.
yeah.
That's
Shout out to my lover, my boyfriend, my husband.
your everyday crush.
You know.
Okay, so Nthabi, for this podcast, I want you to explain to the listeners there at home to say, how did Nthabi's career start? What experience does Nthabi have?
Okay. All right. So this is how my career started. I started at Northwest University, where I was enrolled in BSc in computer science. So that is where my love of computers, being in it, not actually, let me not put that part first, just loving computers and being a creative. That's where it all started. And unfortunately, I did not complete my degree. I dropped out because there were certain things that were just not working out. So I decided to find another institution that I'll specialize on. So I graduated as a web and application developer type of thing. So yeah, and I graduated from Tshwane University of Technology, which is based in Pretoria, of course. And from that moment on, I really got my passion of being a creative, designing. And before I even graduated, that's when I started my business. And I must say, this was super amazing for me because I was able to live my dream, to be able to constantly work on my craft even before I could actually get to the level that I wanted in life. So that's how it all began, and I must say I'm very happy.
You are a certified digital specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to someone? What is digital marketing?
All right. So first of all, I'm certified on fundamentals of digital marketing, which is a free course that I did with Google. This is a free plug for someone who might want to take into that. And yeah, so what is digital marketing? Digital marketing is any form of marketing that you do online. So whether you are on your phone on social media, that is digital marketing applied. Whether you are buying something online, that is a form of digital marketing. So some people think that digital marketing is associated more with like social media only and all that. No. Social media is a portion of digital marketing. It's another platform or tool that you can use for digital marketing. So it's a broad thing where you actually build an online presence. If you intend to put your business online and all that, digitalize it basically, that is what digital marketing really is. And there's more to it, from websites, from search engine optimization, like things like Google. For you to be able to search your company name, that's digital marketing. And certain tools or certain types of digital marketing like search engine optimization that is applied in that. So this is broad, it's really great, and it like every one of us needs to know a little bit about it. Not even a little bit, like everything about it. Exactly, because everything now is turning into technology. Most people are moving into the digital space, and even if you are a consumer, what you consume, chances are you are doing it online. Chances are you are buying something online. So if you're buying something online, it means that you have to have knowledge on how you go about it. So that's digital marketing. I mean, I can go on and on, but
so how different is digital marketing from the traditional marketing?
Lovely question. So the difference between the two is that traditional marketing really focuses or depends on me asking Kelechu about the jacket just that she bought, and then her referring me to the person who designed or who has done the jacket and all that. So that is basically the difference. But also the difference is that traditional marketing, the examples can be like if you decide to advertise your billboard in the middle of a highway, that is that, or try to have a magazine, promote everything, like most of the things on your magazine, something like that, or a newspaper. That is some kind of a traditional way of doing it, because people physically come to you. So that's basically the difference. And then as opposed to digital, you can have a platform where you can build a platform and market and create campaigns within your platform and send it to whoever, not depending on a car passing that billboard to see your details. So that's basically the difference. But also I have to emphasize this, that it is still relevant, because right now we are having this conversation at a restaurant, and if I had to tell someone about this restaurant called Fridays, here we are giving them free marketing. So if I had to tell you about them, I mean, like refer you to go there, that is me applying a referral or giving you that, practicing that traditional marketing. So it is still relevant, because these places we go to. Make an example with retail stores like your Pick and Pays, your Cotton On, your wherever that you, malls, all the shops that are there, we physically go there, even though they have online stores. So imagine why they still have them. If it wasn't still important, they would have closed them down and just focused on online. So they still apply, and I think that's basically the difference. I hope that it's a
So let's say I want to start an e-commerce business. What is e-commerce? Let's start with it.
All right. So basically e-commerce is you having an online store or selling your service online, where it involves people paying using their credit cards, using via EFT, whatever platform, but they actually buy your services online. So that is e-commerce. So e-commerce is associated mainly with e-commerce websites. So if, like, for example, like I have a brand design, which is Ruby brand, like t-shirt brand, where I would sell t-shirts. So if I had to put them on the store, obviously you would be expected to go in there and buy. So that is basically it. Any form of service that you're selling, and in return there's an exchange of payment gateways, credits and all that. And something that I have to just emphasize when it comes to e-commerce and just websites in general, and consumers or people that purchase and everything, where digital marketing is important, and we, like all of us, need to know about it, the security part of it. Sometimes you can go into a website, if it's not secured, please be careful. Do not just give out your credentials or just purchase something if the website is not secure. And how do you know that? You have to know that by knowing at least one or two things about digital marketing. And I think I'm glad that we're having this conversation, because it's really relevant to anyone, whether you're in business or you just buying. So yeah.
So Nthabi, what is the difference between HTTPS and HTTP?
I really don't like answering that question. I always put it out to people to actually Google it and check it for themselves. So HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, right? So this is a transfer of information that happens online. So the S at the end, the one without the S, it shows that there are chances of it being harmful, not secured. So the security there is not really great, to a point where you can actually get hacked and all that. but it is still a transfer of protocol, information, data, and all that. So which HTTPS, that S at the end really emphasizes secured platforms, secured gateways. It's an easy thing to understand, but I want you to go deeper into understanding the difference, because there's cookies involved, that you can just get tagged, and all of those things. So it's important to always go deeper, which I guess I'll leave it there. So it's your homework when you're listening here, when you're watching here. Make sure that you note that down and find out more.
So, Nthabi, one more thing. So I have a business. I have an e-commerce business. I want to drive traffic into my website. How can one go about it?
All right. So, wait a minute. You have an e-commerce?
Yeah. Business.
Yeah.
I have a website running and all that, but I'm not getting the attention that I need. I'm not getting the traffic into my website or my business.
Okay.
Yeah. So how can I push these people to
Okay.
come to my business?
All right. So the simplest way to answer this is that marketing. There is no way that people are going to know about you if you don't apply marketing. And marketing can be in many forms. Like social media platforms have a section where you can boost your content. If you're selling something, you can boost that and make sure that it reaches your target market. And again, marketing with a good, knowing that you are targeting the right people. Getting the right targeted market is important. And how do you know that? You check your product, you check who wants your product, who loves your product, age range, where are they based geographically. Those are things that you have to look into. You can create campaigns, Google campaigns for you to do that. And apart from those, because some people obviously feel like, it's expensive to market and all that, you can still do like self-market yourself, and that is just creating posts on your social media, share them, ask people to share all the platforms that you have. Like right now we are talking on this podcast, but we can refer you right now to say, okay, go to digital reach, and that's where you will find 1, 2, 3. That is also another way of marketing. So it's not limited to just you relying on paying to post, to boost and all that. So you generate traffic more by also engaging your audience and knowing what they want. And remember, when creating content or working in the online space, whether you're selling something or you are trying to communicate something, as much as you are the brains behind that, the people that are consuming that are the most important. So you need to know who they are, what they want, how they want it, so that you can meet each other halfway. Engagement.
So, Nthabi, you mentioned that even before you graduated, you started your own business. How did that come about?
All right, so I started a business. Remember, I did explain that I fell in love with designing and all that. So I saw an opportunity or a gap for me to make extra money, where some of the students would be lazy to do the work. I would do their projects, and I realized, no man, I'm making money out of this. And then I started my business. I registered iLDESIGNS.
Wow.
So initially I wanted to be LDESIGNS, Designs, but I couldn't get the name. So I called it iLDESIGNS in Lewis Design Creative Approach. So Lewis my first name. So that's why I wanted to make it very personal. And that's why even my branding, it has a bit of a touch of pink, and that is not just because I would not evolve in terms of involving a female feature on the business, because I work with a couple of guys actually, but I wanted to be a very personal touch, because it's a legacy not just for myself, my kids, grandkids, so it's and the world actually, because I want to make a difference to other people. So that's how it all started, and 6 years later we're here.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So Nthabi, tell me, let's go back. Okay? So after graduating, you got a job.
Yes, actually, while I was still studying, by the time I graduated, I had already been employed by my institution. I was fortunate to actually get a job while still studying. So I became a tutor. I became a student assistant, and I even joined the corporate affairs and marketing, which is another department, and that's where I was able to start my career. I wasn't doing entirely everything in the digital or the design space, but it was in line with that. It was more of on front end development and all that, but it was super great because it really helped me and shaped my path in terms of getting more employment, because I eventually left and had to look for other, opportunities out there.
So tell me, Nthabi, what made you decide to say, I'm leaving the corporate world, I'm going on my own? What was going through your mind at that moment?
Wow. I must say it wasn't an easy decision to make. I really had to think a lot about the things that I needed to do, because for one, I'm one of the breadwinners at home. So there was just so many things that I had to consider, but I needed to have faith and take that leap of faith and believe so much in myself, because I started as my business started growing more, I started getting more clients, and that resulted to me not even resting enough. So it was not easy to now juggle both, because I would rely on energy drinks. I would get home at around 7 and have to make food for myself, my husband. Sometimes we would even have cereals, and I was like, this is not the life that I'm gonna live anymore. My health is my wealth, so I need to change that lifestyle. I would depend on energy drinks to a point where an energy drink to me was just like water.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah, so it really wasn't great, and I felt like this is my brainchild. There's no way that iLDESIGN can actually die. I wanted to grow, and for me to do it is to somehow trust God to actually make a way for me.
That leap of faith.
Yes, because often we often think that, for you to do it, to take a decision, we worry too much about what needs to be done, but we forget that our health is also important, and you focus on the money that is coming in every month. You are in a comfortable space, so I needed to get out of my comfort zone and say, Nthabi, you are actually capable of doing this, so take that. And it's also more reasons, because I was no longer okay, and the fact that I even got symptoms of stroke. When my doctor told me that, and I was like, no ways. At 30, because at the time I was 32, I think, I was like, at 32, stroke. No ways, I will not accept that. And then I decided, you know what? I might not have a plan right now. The only plan I had is whatever money that I'm gonna get out of from my company, and the little money that I have on my savings. But you know what? I will make it. I'll find a way. At the time, I'll be honest, I was not 100% ready, because often when you get out of something, you must have a plan. Honestly, I encourage everyone to have a plan. Don't just get out just because you're thinking that, but have a plan.
But sometimes some situations force you to just up and leave, because we take so much out of the job that we work. You end up being depressed.
Yes.
You live with anxiety. You live with a whole lot of stress. That environment is not good.
It's not good.
It's not good for your health. It's damaging your self-confidence, because there are companies, I can write a book about this. There are situations whereby you just need to take your bag, you just need to take your stuff and trust God to say, whatever happens, it's fine.
I agree.
I'm okay with whatever that life throws at me. You understand?
No, most definitely, and I must say I agree, because I think that's what happened to me, and there was a sense of peace inside of me at the time, and because I was like, yes, I don't have the biggest plan, or I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I'm trusting in God. And I had to learn to trust God more than to say, I've been so doubtful, but God said, trust me and believe in me. All your worries, surrender to me. And I realized then that that's what I had to do, and it was a sense of peace. And from that moment on until this very point, God has never forsaken me, never.
So, do you regret leaving your job, Nthabi?
I do not have regrets. I don't regret leaving my job. I don't even regret taking the decision that I've taken. I believe that it had to be done.
For your peace.
For my peace, for my health, for my growth as well. Because for you, as much as I loved doing what I was doing, I loved the work that I was doing.
Getting money every month.
Knowing that I have that security, it was great and all that, and I'm appreciative. I always say that every opportunity that I got in my life, I appreciate that, and I appreciate whoever was able to help me to get to that next level. But also, what I want to emphasize is that I have no regrets, because there's always a reason why things happen, and there's no way that God can put you in any situation that He'll just leave you just like that. There was a bigger purpose, and today I'm living proof of that, because there's so much more that I'm exposed to, so much more that I got to do for myself, and I'm happy. And yeah, I'm happy. Yes.
And again, the freedom that comes with owning your own business, doing your own stuff. Like we are here now, it's Monday.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that.
I agree. Yes, it's great to. I want to be honest, and like, guys, I'm a very I'm a very authentic person, and I'm real. That's why my brand is called RealTalkWithNthabi. So I want to also be honest and fair, and not just give you the great stuff. I also want you to understand that it wasn't easy for me to be disciplined, to just know that I have to wake up every morning and work from my home, have an office home, and just pass the kitchen like that, and the TV and the comfort, and go and work. So it wasn't easy, but I had to remember why I started. I needed to remember that now I'm not dependent on anyone to pay me a salary. So the freedom is great, yes, but it requires discipline. So that's something that I had to learn myself, and I'm happy that obviously I gradually learned to be more disciplined and prioritize my time better. I used to struggle with managing my time, and funny enough, when I started working from home, that's when I was really able to even do better and realize that, you know what, time is money. Every second that you waste is actually a client, a potential deal that you could have sealed and all that. So yeah, that's basically that.
Okay, first guest on my podcast. And one thing that I hate you for, let me tell you guys, I spoke to Nthabi in confidence, and she decided to announce that I'm having this podcast before I could even strategize. Nthabi, how could you do that to me?
I really had to, guys. Like, you know what? When I see another woman strive, or when I see someone strive in their field, I just get excited, and I guess I had so much excitement and really forgot that she needed to officially launch it. That's why I did it. I apologize, but look at me. I'm her first guest now. It means that it somehow worked.
You pushed
my
me. You pushed me.
And yes, I do believe, you're a digital boss. And guys, something special about this is that we had the conversation right here. We met the first time where we are right now, and we had this conversation, and we pushed each other. And I think that's what was more important. And the fact that she's doing this, it makes me excited. And to be the first guest, I can't help but say, wow, thank you.
Nthabi, I must say, for the listeners out there, those who are watching from YouTube, ReaBua iyaphila.
Yes.
Re fun today. Re shootile. Bona. Ke feditse. My first episode bagaetsho ke na le Lebogang.
Yes, girl.
Lebogang ke the last person wa go ntsenya go YouTube. Re bua se gape re mmogo. Le tlo go bona ga. Re pusha video. Re pusha di career.
We are making boss moves. That's what we're doing. And how beautiful is this, guys? It is Strana Lena. Bontle ba maina a rona. Lina la ga ke mang? Ke Lebogang. Lina la ga ke mang? Lebogang.
Ke se realize ke se aware.
Yes. And I know what's more beautiful. Ushara Lina la ga le mang? My mother-in-law. And my friend, I have my friend from Bogaekwa. Re
feditse Lebogang ke le phathata ha o tlile o tsile matsapa gore o tsogile lata ka o tsogile lata today mara gone
ke ka lebaka ke lebogile ke go bese ka 3 bagetse ke re bese ka 3 ne re tshwanetse re kopana ka 9 ke a change ka re 9:30 re tshwanetse re kopana ka 10 ke re 10:30 ke sa re ke tsena koma kora 11 mare yaanong ke ka lebaka ma ga ke encourage gore le nne lata ba gaetso wena o tlang mo bobedi on the podcast be on time, okay? Ke phoso nyana fela man re lapile ra bereka ba gaetso tshwanetse we must coin it tshwanetse re bereke mosadi ke go tsoga o bereke
ke ne lore ke lebogile thata
ke lebogile thata nna I think ke ne ke santsane ke go leboga ke re this is the beginning of many and I can't help but wish you nothing but the best. Podcast ya gago is gonna grow. Actually, your brand, ReaBua, is a powerful brand. I got to read your articles and see the amazing work that you're doing. So all I can say is that, guys, watch this space because Ile is in the heater.
I am here,
Kelly Banks. Yes. By the way, yes, on social platforms, her title is Kelly Banks, so don't forget that name. Note that name because great things are coming. But yeah, thank you so much, and of course, you are part of my channel. Do check Gile out and see her my amazing work. Subscribe to ReaBua channel as well so that you can also get empowered. If you don't speak Setswana,
no, Marabulela.
Yeah, because nithi ngiyakutshela ke mina ngiyasikhuluma ke. Oh man, this was
Nthabi, this won't end, guys. This won't end.
No, we have a tendency
we never spend an hour together. It has to be 4 hours max. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me, and thank you, the viewer, for listening and taking your time, spending your data. We love you. We appreciate your support, and yeah, I love you always.
Bye.
Yes, girl.